Huh? Whoa! Where now? Welcome to Sonic 06. Long time no see. Sorry this vid took a while. You all know how life can be, so let's just jump to it. Now, quite a few of you are probably wondering why Sonic 06 is the last thing on my list. Well, going through the other games, I actually questioned quite a bit if they even finished his characterization up to this point. So if they finished Sonic's characterization here, then we might as well finish up too. Sonic Unleash? That's amazing story. But we're just here for his character. Besides, I want to make other videos about way different topics than just Sonic's character. Also, I'm trying out a new format on how I create my videos. Tell me what you think. Anyway, let's jump to it. If you don't know the story of Sonic 06, go check it out. I actually think it's worth a watch. I really enjoyed myself while checking out this story. Now let's start with a huge factor in Sonic 06 that makes it different compared to his last games. Tone. In fact, this entire game is a tonal shift. Tell me, how was Sonic introduced in the last few games? Oh wait, that's my job. Give me a sec to find it. Okay, let's see here. Oh yeah, this is it. In the classic Sonic games, all we had was that intro sequence title screen. It was rebellious, playful, kinetic. It showed a bit of attitude. In Sonic Adventure 1, Sonic enters mid-crisis. He's casual, all about the danger, quippy, relaxed, unfazed. It was like the game saying, "Hey, this is serious, but I got this." Then in Sonic Adventure 2, Sonic is introduced being falsely accused, meanly active, no real self-doubt, and no moral confusion. Nearly about the same as Sonic Adventure 1, but a bit more snark. Then from Heroes all the way to Rush, it's basically Sonic's a legend, a constant, the one others follow. Overall, what I'm trying to say is that Sonic, the entire franchise, is his entire tone. Was different. Like pre-06, Sonic is introduced for action. His identity is proven by movement. Emotion comes after the momentum. While with 06, and maybe even onward, Sonic is introduced through dramatic framing. The world defines him before he acts. Emotional weight precedes motion. That is what I'm noticing a lot from this game. And thinking back upon Unleashed and Sonic the Black Knight, this continues to be the case. The biggest difference is that Sonic's presence is marked as a big deal. And that's a huge change in presentation compared to all the last few games where we just pop right in, see what he's doing today. I'm actually a little mix of this change. Like, I really like the aspect that Sonic is just a guy, you know? Doing his own thing. But we also can't ignore the fact that Sonic is definitely supernatural, even within his own world. He's the fastest thing alive. He took down gods. And they still ground him quite a bit in this story to be just a guy. Just this introduction and how he stands out in this story and how they wrote it is just a huge shift in perspective. Honestly, I think they should find a place in the middle, tone-wise. I just think about it now. Although that's very hard to balance. Like, how do you balance a guy and a godlike being? I also really love this line and how it adds to the introduction of Sonic the Hedgehog.
なぜ助けてくださったのですか?
理由なんてないさ。
This just adds the final touch to that intro sequence, introducing him as a character who just exists. A character that breaks the flow, the momentum of the world. He's the wind after all.
私は子供だったのでよく覚えていないのですが、父はその時にあの人はそれを再び引き起こそうと。私はどうすれば。ソニック？ソニック！待って！そんなに速く走れない。
余計なこと考えない。顔を上げて走るんだ。な、気持ちいいだろ？
ええ、こんなに速く走ったの初めて。
走り出さなきゃ何も始まらないんだぜ。悩む暇があったら走るんだ。
This is the core philosophy of Sonic the Hedgehog. And I'm convinced this has been his philosophy this entire time throughout each one of these games. The one true thing at Sonic's core is that life doesn't wait, and neither should you. At the end of the day, you choose how you live your life. You choose what to do every single day. And yes, there are things out of our control, but it's still up to us on how we take action, how we react. Think about it. Like, really think about it. I actually can think of quite a few examples in literally every game up to this point. Let's start with the very first Sonic game. There is no intro, there's no explanation, there's no "Why Eggman?" You're already moving. Action precedes context in that game. The game trusts you to learn everything in motion. Sonic doesn't even wait for the world to explain itself, he just goes. It's Sonic CD with time travel happening by running fast enough and whatnot. You don't activate switches, you break the threshold. The future isn't chosen in the menus, it's reached for speed. If you want a better outcome, you gotta move faster. You gotta do it yourself. In Sonic 2, Sonic doesn't stop when Tails joins. He doesn't mentor, he leads by moving. Others find their place by keeping up. Growth is contagious through motion. Sonic Free and Knuckles. Knuckles attacks without understanding. Sonic never argues or explains. He keeps going. Truth reveals itself through persistence. Stopping to justify yourself slows the future. In Sonic Adventure 1, Chaos attacks Station Square, and Sonic jumps in before even understanding what is chaos. He just takes action, stabilizes chaos. Understanding comes after the engagement. Sonic Adventure 2. Sonic is framed and hunted. First response, escape and move. He never stops to clear his name. If you're innocent, motion will prove itself. Justice follows that momentum. And Sonic Heroes. There's no setup. Sonic is just Sonic. The world already knows what Sonic represents. He doesn't reintroduce himself. He just goes, moves. I think you are starting to understand what I'm getting at with all this, so I'm gonna just cut it off here. I think the core of this franchise is literally living life. Taking every moment, one at a time. It's all about taking control of your life. And actually doing what you want to do for yourself. It's all about taking risks. And actually enjoying it. Am I on a side tangent? Yes. Yes, I am a little bit. But this is the core of Sonic the Hedgehog. Sonic 06 was made to reboot the franchise. Well, soft reboot, you know. And that means actually showing its true core, its true nature. This is the core theme of this entire game, even. Sonic's story is all about breathing in the moment and moving forward.
"その笑顔で礼は十分さ."
Some of you might be wondering why I haven't talked about Sonic's character just yet. This is a series all about who Sonic was before the Meta era and trying to figure it out. But that's the thing. His philosophy, this tone in this story, is a part of his character. And I know that audiences like to think of characters as people, actually connect with them, but they're not. We gotta face that fact. They're not people. There's purpose to everything. Every final detail about them is crafted to tell a very specific story, or present something in some way, or have us reflect upon something within the world. And Sonic, as a character, is so embedded into these games and their stories. Each one of these games is who he is. I'm not saying that he's a different character in each one of these games. What I'm saying is that each one of these games are reflections of aspects of who he is, what he symbolizes, and his purpose in each one of these stories. Reveals elements, perspectives upon certain things. Which things? Well, that depends on each game. Like, I could point out aspects all day of small little details that shapes out Sonic's character, his flaws and everything. But strangely, I feel like that's ignoring a huge aspect of Sonic's character. So why don't I spinball through everything real quick? Okay, just all the finer details, we'll just spin past it, and then we can focus on the details that I think are the most important for this story. Besides, we've already basically created Sonic's bio. Like, it fits almost perfectly for this game too. So I think throughout all the videos we've done so far on Sonic's character, we've already got a basic idea of who he is. So let's jump along, shall we? Sonic shows quite a bit of awkwardness to any form of affection.
「本当にありがとうございました。なんとお礼を申し上げたら、お怪我を。
なんでもないさ。
いえ、いけません。ごめんなさい、私のせいで。
スマイル。
Sonic absolutely doesn't care for the past for literally anything. Instantly trusting anyone who joins his side, accepting any help that he gets.
ソニック！
ヘイルス、久しぶりだな。
ソニックも来てたんだね。町の人たちから聞いたよ。エッグマンから王女様を守ろうとしたって。もちろん助けに行くんでしょ？僕も手伝うよ。エッグマンの企みが何かはわからないけど、放っておけないもの。
オッケー。ヘイルスが手伝ってくれるなら楽勝だな。
頑張るぞ。
これで終わりにさせてもらうぜ。エミ、解いてくれエミ。これが俺の使命なんだ。
絶対嫌。
Thanks, エミ。ここは頼むぜ。
任せて。
ここは未来の世界だ。僕たちのいた時代よりずっと先の。
未来世界？じゃああのマシンは時間を操る機械だったの？
やってくれるぜ、エッグマンのやつ。
なあ、どうやったら元の時代に戻れるんだ？
巨大な力で時空に穴を開ける必要がある。
なるほど、カオスコントロールを使うのか。
だが僕の力だけでは不十分だ。
いいぜシャドウ、ここは一つ共同戦線と行こう。
あんた急ぐんだろ。
どういう風の吹き回しだ？
事情が変わったんだ。あのお姫様を助けたい。
Also, when he doesn't feel like he has all the cards, he does try to figure out what's happening and learn as much as he can before jumping back to rushing into battle.
あんた急ぐんだろ。
どういう風の吹き回しだ？
Phew. That takes care like a large chunk off my board. Jesus Christ. Wait, is this thing on? Oh, Also, in Wendy's Japanese sub of the story, Blaze actually recognizes Sonic, even if it's subtle.
Mieta. この青いハリネズミがイブリーストリガー。
青いハリネズミ
I don't know. I thought it was a unique detail to point out. Differences between English and Japanese. Anywho, all these aspects make Sonic into a character that's always in the moment. And that makes him an outlet for this thing I call free will. Okay, enough showboating. But yeah, I personally believe that Sonic is supposed to be an outlet of free will. Not freedom. Not like hero ship or the wind. But free will. Sonic acts without justification. He does things for no reason. Sonic does not wait for prophecy. He doesn't seek moral permission. He doesn't need emotional closure. Instead, he acts. Because he chooses to. Like, at the start of the game, he just shows up, help out Elise, and that's all he was planning on doing. No alternative motive. You've got to start running for anything to begin. And that's pure free will. And seeing this further, he literally rejects the past and only seeks to understand the situation in the here and now. No matter the story. And now, thinking about it now, Sonic uses humor as a weapon against control, always keeping things light, not taking Eggman seriously at all. And back to the awkwardness from earlier, which I actually didn't think was important until now, is that Sonic is letting someone else decide his pace for a moment, defines his vulnerability, to just take control for a few moments. And of course he's awkward about that. If he's a character that's designed to be the embodiment of free will, like pure free will, always being in control and always taking action. Of course he's a little awkward. And being a character all about free will, everyone else deserves a chance to have free will too. Have the will to do whatever. So of course he has a problem with Eggman, who's taken away free will from people. But he's not trying to save the day. He's trying to let people still have that possibility. And that's a huge distinction. Just because that means if having that possibility of free will ends up killing off people eventually, then of course he's gonna be the bad guy for a moment. Being the embodiment of free will means putting free will first, putting it on the max, opening up that possibility to everyone, to everything, which further means you choose how you live. Wow, I can't believe we made it so far. And to think this entire series was supposed to be like one long 2-hour video. Can't imagine doing that anymore. Well, here's the bio from the entire series. This is all I've collected. all that's been formed, and this is a shorthand of who Sonic is throughout the entire franchise. That's kind of crazy, huh? We did it! Wow. We actually did it. And I learned so much from doing this series about who Sonic is, how his character was made. It was kind of mind-boggling, actually. And you guys pointed out so much I didn't notice before. Like, especially from the Sonic Adventure 2 video. I thank you guys so much for joining me for this journey as I try to figure out who Sonic the Hedgehog is, looking through all the past games. And I believe we've done it. But there is one last thing I still need to make. Tell me, from the very first video that was supposed to be the 2-hour video originally, was there anything that we've not talked about? Maybe even the point of me making this whole series? Tell me, who is Sonic the Hedgehog? Is he a cool dude with attitude? Is he some badass superhero saving the day? Or is he just a happy-go-lucky guy who just loves adventure? The internet sure can't tell me. You wanna know why? Because Sega screwed it up. Oh yeah, it's gonna be that kind of video. That's right. We have one last topic to go through involving Sonic's character. And that is the why. Why Sega switched out Sonic's character for that meta monstrosity.
Wow! Sometimes I even impress myself. For a second there, I wasn't sure I was going to pull it off. Oh, who am I kidding? We both knew how this would end.
Are you talking to the broken robot who can't hear you?
Maybe.
And even though this series isn't exactly about this anymore, I still left hints towards this in every single one of my videos. And every single skit, every single goofy thing I do, I actually have it reference this topic in some way or form. The real question is, did any of you notice? I'm guessing not. But we'll just say, oh well. God, I'm excited. Especially for a topic change, because I've been stuck on this one for like 2 months. Okay, I cannot wait to talk about like Sega versus Sonic Team, and reasons why Sonic was swapped out. Maybe even voice actor choice, honestly. Because, like, what the hell? Like, I've researched this a long time ago, but Sega really screwed over Sonic Team throughout the entire life of the Sonic franchise. And I am so happy to finally talk about it. So I'll be seeing you all for that video. And don't worry, I'll probably add the video to this playlist too. Because honestly, even though it's not part of the series, it feels like it's connected anyway. Anyway, I hope you have a lovely day. And see ya! Hello? Hello? I'm so tired. There gotta be someone out here. It's always a TV. Why?